Hey guys, I'm Nathan from Arms and Armor. Today I want to show you a couple of different color and finish options that we have on all of our swords, but we'll be looking at two of our claymores or Scottish two-handers as examples. Stay tuned. So this big boy is our Scottish two-handed sword, which is often colloquially called a claymore today. There are a whole bunch of fights about if that's historically accurate. Claymore pretty much just means sword in Scottish. So even though they probably didn't call this a claymore at the time, we're happy to call it a claymore today. If you don't like calling it a claymore, call it a two-handed sword. Right? A two-handed sword. Anyhow, I want to look at some color and finishing options for you. So this one is one that we've just finished, and I think it turned out pretty sexy. It has a deeply blued hilt, right? So the hilt, the crossguard, and the pommel are both blued, along with the peening nut, everything out there. And it has this nice green handle on it, which is pretty awesome. Now, essentially, any sword we make, if it has a steel hilt and steel pommel, can be blued. There's an extra fee, but it won't add much time to the production process or anything like that. And bluing, right, gives it this beautiful patina and probably gives it, some protection from rust a little bit, things like that, right? So essentially bluing is a surface treatment and coating on there. That said, if you don't take care of it, it'll still rust for sure. And it's mostly aesthetic, right? It's beautiful. It really makes the guard stand out brightly from the blade, and it gives some interesting contrast on the grip, right? You can see that this has kind of a mottled green color. This is because of the way that we shrink the leather onto the wood on our swords by using beeswax and heat. It gives it that really awesome kind of organic look. So you can choose blued hilt pieces on any sword with a steel hilt. If it has a bronze hilt, bluing's not gonna work on that in the same kind of way. So don't try and blue bronze. It'll do something different. Now I wanna show you another possibility here. It's pretty cool. We just finished a little batch of these. This one has a traditional bright steel hilt, so pommel and guard, and this kind of mottled dark brown grip, which is very traditional, right? So that feels super nice. It has a really beautiful classic look to it. In all of our parts, we have a satin hand finish on, which you can see, right? Nice, right? No substantial grind marks or anything like that, right? It's all hand done, hand finished. One thing you should know about claymores, the tines, right, that come up the blade are not supposed to be tight to the blade, right? Instead, they stick, they're a little bit proud of the blade. And if you had a scabbard, right, they could be on the outside or built into the scabbard, but these shouldn't be right against the blade in most cases, right? So you can look at it, that's how it ought to be, with a little gap in there. Now, these swords are super impressive, right? So the overall length of this thing is 56 inches from tip to pommel. It's long, it's a big boy. The blade's just over 40 inches long. The grip is a foot long, and the guard itself is over a foot wide. The total weight on these is just a touch over 5 pounds, right? So this sword, despite its weight, is maneuverable, right? You could wield it in one hand if you had to, but really it's a sword that's made to be used in two. The point of balance is right out here at the end of the tines, at about 3.5 inches from the crossguard, which gives it a beautiful fighting dynamic for a big two-handed sword. So check out our various finishing options. If you're looking at a sword and you have a question about it, drop us an email. We can talk through various combinations and possibilities with you, and we're happy to make you something that really looks right, feels right, and expresses what you want it to. All right, thanks very much. Take care.